Hey Stampers, it's Gaynor again. About 2 weeks ago in group, ladies were making these beautiful cantilever boxes. They were calling them picnic baskets, but it reminded me of my mum's sewing basket. I made one and put it up in group as well. It's absolutely beautiful. It's not my idea by any means, but this is the one I made. It's rather large though. Absolutely adorable, and it opens up, as you can see, cantilever with these, let me show you on the side. And the original idea came from the lovely Leah Dainton. I think she's the Crafty Spark. I'll have a look at my book because I don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, I think it's the Crafty Spark. Oh, but Leah Dayton is absolutely brilliant. She's back with Stampin' Up, so people are saying. So that's good news. So she did leave for a while, I think. But I've decorated mine with that beautiful needlepoint nook in designer series paper. Thing is with this, I use layers, but I'm not using many layers on this one. I'm just using the normal DSP, and I'm using this one this time. I'm going to show you my little mini version though, because we're not going to make the big one. We're going to make this, and the handle's going to be, this is my prototype, and I've used scraps to make it. And I had to literally go away and work out all the measurements myself. This one's not been decorated properly. It's just made out of scraps. But it opens up. How cute. The handle's a bit too wide. I left it the same width as the other one, but we're going to make this slightly smaller as well. But what a cute little sewing box. I can get my cottons in here, my needles, maybe even a little cushion in one of them to stick my sewing needles in. But it just reminded me of as being a kid at home. My mum used to say, get me my sewing box. Absolutely adorable. And this one fits together beautifully. I'm not saying the other one doesn't either, but we're going to make this small one. Isn't it cute as a button? Just love it. So yeah, I had to go away. I use scraps out of my bin. I always make a prototype first. So this one, let me pop that to one side. I'm going to show you the pieces. Right, you are going to need, I'm using Berry Burst and this gorgeous designer series paper from the needlepoint nook. Beautiful. So you're going to need one of these. This measures 9.5 by 6.25, and we're going to go through the scoring process in a moment. You are going to need, is that the 5? No. You're going to need a piece that is 5 by 5.25. You'll need 2 of those, 1 of those, 2 of those. This one then is 4.5 by 4.75, and you're going to need 2 of those. You will need 2 of these as well, and these measure 4.75 by 4.75. 2 of those. You're going to need 2 pieces. These are like 9.5 by 3/4 this time. Yeah, and you're going to need 2 of those as well. We'll go through the designer series paper as we do it. I'm going to show you how to put together the base, which is the bottom bit, the lid on one side, because I've already made my lid for the other side. So you don't need to meet me see 2. And then the 2 little boxes on the top, I'm going to make one of those with you. And this is the one I've got so far. And we've got designer series paper inside here and inside here, just to give this little box some strength. I've added my designer series paper as we go along. We're going to do some marking. We're going to do some hole punching. I've got my little brads set to one side. You need 8 brads. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. You're also going to need some little pieces of card that measure 3/4 of an inch by 3. You glue the 2 together, round them off with your corners, and then punch holes in halfway down, about 1/4 of an inch down. And then the piece of designer series paper is 5/8 by 2.5 so we can see. I've gone ahead as well with my old petite petals punch for the flowers, and I've punched out 8 flowers, glued them together and put a hole in, so our brad will sit in the centre. It's going to really decorate this one up, make it look really cute. So you'll need 8 of those glued together, round off the corners with the corner rounder, both ends, and 2.5 by 5/8 for your designer series paper. Yeah, so we'll get cracking. I've made one box and we've made the lid, so let's get showing you how we make this base. It is so cute. I'm going to fetch up my score. Even though it's scored, I'm going to gently show you where you have to score. So on the long side of your large piece, on the 9.5 inch side, you're going to score it 3/4, 1 inch and 2.5. Flip it around and repeat the same. So it's 3/4, 1.5, sorry, 3/4, 1.5 and 2.5. And then you're going to turn it to the short side and you're going to score at 1.5 and flip it around and score it at 1.5. So that's your piece for the base. Then to make the little boxes on the top, you're simply just going to score at 1 inch, and this is on the 4 3/4 side, 1 inch and 4 1/4, or just 1 inch on all 4 sides. So you're going to score that on all 4 sides. Now this is the lid for that little box. You're going to put this in at the 4 in the short side, which is your 4.5. You're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch and 4 inches. Then you're going to turn it to the side and score at 3/4 inch and 4 inches, or again flip it round and score it at 3 inches, at 3/4 inch. This is the lid to go on the bottom box. So this goes in at the short side. You score this at 1 and 1 3/4. Flip it round, score it at 3/4, and flip it round again, and again 3/4 inch. So that's what you'll do you'll have 2 of them, 2 of them, and 2 of them, and 1 of these. So let's get putting this box together, and you'll have 2 strips for your handles. Do apologise. Right, here goes. Right, I am going to snip up the sides first. You're going to snip up all to the score line, to the score line, to the score line, and then notch in like that. And then on the big piece, you're going to take it down by about 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch. Yeah, about 1/2 inch. Take off, and then you're going to flip it round and do the same. You're going to do that on all 4 sides. So cut up to the score lines, turn it slightly and notch in. This piece is going to get folded in to strengthen that side, and then remove about 1/2 inch, and then we're going to do that again here. I will put a link to Leah's large box if you wish to make the large box. Absolutely love it. I wanted to make a smaller one because I still use 4 sheets of paper to make this small one, with some spares left over, but not enough to make a card with. And I used less than 1 sheet of designer series paper of 12 by 12 for the little one. For the larger one, I think I went about 1.5. So that's the shape you want to end up with. And now we can burnish. This box will get strengthened with all the bits of designer series paper we're going to add. Just hope we can do it in my run time. So I don't want to make it too long, the video, do we? Or do we? We love a good chin wag, don't we? But what a dream I had to make this. I put my designer series paper on here and it started to crack a little bit because you've got to bend it backwards. So what I'm thinking of doing with my designer series paper, which I've already folded back, I may cut that off actually. And you need to miter these ends as well. I'll tell you the size of this piece later. I might take it off and then that way I can trim it as well, and so I don't get a crack in my paper. We'll cross that bridge as we come to it. So let's finish burnishing our score lines. That's only because we mitered the bottom of our other box. And you'll need to add your designer series paper as you're going along, because that's why I'm going to tell you the pieces as we're going along, because we need to put our sides on and other bits as we're going along, because otherwise we'll be here forever taking bits apart and trying to move stuff out the way just so we can get it on. So all my outside pieces are going to be this way. My inside pieces on the lids are going to be in the upper part of the lid, are going to go this way, but on the bases as you open they're going to be like that as well. So before I start gluing my sides together, I'm showing you that, I'm going to attach my, am I going to attach my pieces? Have I got too longer pieces? No, I need to put it together first, that's what I need to do. Right, with this, you're going to glue this down. Oh, now there's no flow on my glue. There we go, we've got glue coming through now. You don't want to get any glue past that score line. Past that one, should I say. And you're just going to use your bone folder. This glue is fabulous and really quick for this gluing down. Again, glue these, reinforcing the sides. Press that over and give it a good rub. I did put the link under my pictures in the Facebook group to Leah's video, but I will, if I remember, no I will, I'll make sure I remember to put them in the description bar below. So you're going to need a line of glue down here. You're going to bend this little piece back on this one, and you're going to put a blob of glue just on this end. Now what's more important, you've got to tuck that one behind and lift it up and pull that back so it's perfectly level. That's what gives you that contoured shape around your box. So that's why we don't miter these sides. And this piece is just to give it some strength around this corner. So you're getting that little angle there. Can you see it? You don't want to go below, you want it right along that line. So let's show you this side again. So, a line of glue down here. The sunlight's coming through this window, it's blinding. On that tab there, and then what you're going to do is you're going to push this so until it's level with that side, and give it a good press. So it's not sticking out, but it's not pushed down below either. So it's just level along there, like this one. when I tilt them to one side, you can't see anything from the other side. Perfect. And then we're going to repeat the process over here. So a line, and then Abba Labba glue there, and then we're just going to just and hold it together. They will dry clear, but I'm just fussy OCD. I just seen a blob of glue in the corner, but yeah, just hold that together, and if you think you haven't got enough glue there, just put a bit in. There's my pokey tool. Oh, look how fussy I'm being. That's it. And then our last piece. Can you see it wanting to take that shape now? So you've literally got to, it's going to take its shape because the other sides are glued in properly. So again, a line of glue down there, just down that end. And then some along here. And again, just pop that level on that side and squeeze. I love this glue, it sets so quickly, it's just fabulous. So there is the bottom of our box made, and you've got those lovely little sides coming, scooping round. So you can see there it's coming on. That wouldn't take long at all, did it? Fabulous, love it. Just perfect. So now our sides, I think I've still done these a bit too long. I think I have. Yeah, I've done them way too long. I don't think I chopped them down actually. Let me get my ruler. So we need our designer series paper to go from there to there. It's 4.5 by 1 5/8. So I've got the 1 5/8, I think. So what have I done here? I've got something terribly wrong here. I'm going to grab some more paper. For some reason, I cut it all off wrong. And look, I've still got all this left after cutting the flowers out, and the little bits of designer series paper on the side as well. So I've still got all that left, and that's where that's just from one sheet of designer series paper. So let's grab our, we want a 4.5, and you want 2 of these. So 4.5 by 1 5/8, and again 4.5 by 1 5/8. No, 1 3/8. Get it? Oh, Gaynor, silly sausage. It's 1.5, so you want it by 1 3/8. That's where I'm going wrong. I thought I was there. There it is, 1 3/8. Me and hubby have just watched the Freddie Mercury film, Bohemian Rhapsody. Fabulous. Absolutely. I could watch it every day. It is amazing. So I'm going to leave my little bits there now. I wonder why I cut them so long. So we're going to pop these on now, and these are going to go on here as our designer series paper, and it's going to fit on that piece beautifully, and just have a little gap top and bottom, because I didn't want to put everything together and then have to take it apart just to show you how to decorate it. so I thought we'll just do it all together. So we're just, it's going to fit along that piece and that piece perfectly to the end. Just make sure you've got a little gap, top and bottom. And wipe off any excess. I've got a little bit too high up there. See how quick this sticks. And then I'm just going to pop my bone folder inside just to adhere that paper down. And it gives these a little bit of extra. So this is now starting to make this little box very stable. With the more the designer series paper goes on, the better. So again, we've got another piece that's going on. I think I made 2 of these. I made that one and the other one in the same day, so. But because I film in advance, you don't get to see it till I premiere it. Because I like to sit and chat with you while the video's going on. I'm absolutely loving the premieres. So there are our sides. We're going to decorate, because our lid, and see now this is the lid that goes on this box. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you how to make the lid in a moment, but when you get it now, you're going to sit it on there and then you're going to glue that piece to that piece. So I'm going to do that as we're going along. I thought it was going to be so simple to redesign this box just by taking 2 inches off everything. How wrong was I? Because you've got to adjust the lids. So the only thing that is exactly the same is the score lines on this bit, but the box size is my size. The one for Leah's was 8.5 or 8.25 by 8.25 by 11.5. So it's a really good size. Well, you can see from this, it's a really is a good size bottom box. Look, it's huge. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So there is one side of our box, and it's all ready to go. And this is going to be the box that sits on top. So we're just over halfway there now. But I'm going to show you now how to make this lid and the box and this one's lid. So I'm going to pop that to one side. Here goes that little box, 1 inch all the way round, and it's so simple. You know how to make a box. Just going to score. We're going to put our pieces on, but you're going to need 2 pieces of the strips for the side, one size and the other one other, because this is 1/4 of an inch wider than it is on the other side. So I'll show you that as well. So just nip off, mitre, mitre. Whoops. Just so quick and so simple, this process. Love it. So, what you'll need then for your top box, you will need 2 strips that measure, have I got 3? Right. One of them's spare, so I think that's that one. You'll need 7/8 by 3. And 7/8 by 2 7/8. You want 2 of those and 1 of those. I don't know why that one's on there. I'll have to check it out. My little box. Oh yeah, you'll need 2 at 7/8 by 3 inches and 2 at 7/8 by 2 7/8. These are for, this one's for your lid outside, and this is your layer is 3 1/8 by 2 7/8, and the piece of designer series paper is then 3 by 2 3/4. That's that piece, and that's going to get layered on our box. So I'm going to do that now because I know that's going to be the outside. I've got glue on my finger. But I just thought when I saw the box, I think it was the beautiful Caroline Pendleton put one on group, and she showed me, I asked her how she made it, and she put the video up, so I went along and decided to make one for myself. This is going to be for the floor of the box, and this one's going to be for the inside of our box. So all the inside pieces in the roof of the boxes are going, I think I've done it the wrong way. Man, that's going to be, no, this is going to be the inside. So yeah, I am right. Yeah, so I thought, and when I saw it, like I'm saying, it reminded me of my mum's sewing box. And then when I realised what I thought it reminded me of, I thought, why not use the needlepoint nook? So that's what I did. So I'm going to, the 2 3-inch pieces are going to go on the front and the back. And then the 2 7/8 is going on the side because it's slightly smaller than it is wide. But I added layers to my large box all the way round, and it made it quite stiff in some places to open and close, and then the paper was getting caught as I was opening and closing things. So I thought I would just do one layer like the lovely Leah did. Just make sure that is adhered right down. So we're not only making, we're decorating at the same time, but it's going to be over before you know it. You might take a little bit longer because I had to make the box lid and the other box and lid. But you will be shocked how quick they go together, really quickly. And what wonderful presents. Somebody suggested a little Easter basket for kids to put mini eggs in. You know, when ready for their grandkids to go egg hunting at Easter. But I'm just having mine as a little sewing box for my sewing needles. And my buttons and stuff that I keep in my little sewing box downstairs, which is like an old box lid. That's all it's in at the moment, with a bit of ribbon on it. So this one is going to come in really handy. So now it's just a matter of putting our little box together. And this one is going on the other box, on the actual lid for this box. So I have put that piece of paper on the wrong way round. Oh, never mind. Oops. Let me pull that piece over because it was getting trapped. So these are, oh, they're just so cute, these little boxes. Love them. Yeah, so I had to like make the boxes, make sure they fit onto the bottom base box. Readjust them because I'd done it right. I thought I'd done it right. So when you make these boxes, you've got to make sure that both of them fit on. That's the back. That's the way it goes. So they're both the same length to go across to match up. So I had to readjust all those measurements. Just coming along beautifully now. Yeah, so I put that paper in wrong. So this now is going to be our lid for this box, which is this piece with the 1/2 inch, 1 inch and the 1/2 inch at the other end. So again, just burnish and fold your score lines. And we're going to do a bit of trimming. This one actually folds back on itself. So you want a valley and then a mountain. So we got a bit of this going on because that's gonna, so our lid can open. But first of all, what we need to do is miter slightly on both sides. And then we're going to take a good chunk off this one. And then we're going to take it off up a tiny and only fraction miter that. I mean a fraction, just that little bit. And you're going to do the same on this side. And you're probably thinking, why only that little much? Why only that little much? Why only that little bit? Because you're going to take now, oh, let me just nip these off. You need to remove these nice and straight. Perfect, so get rid of those. So this, when we close this now, it's going to go like that, and it does show a little over, doesn't matter. Then this, what we're going to do, we're going to pop it out the way, and we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut to about 1/8 of an inch off the end. See that? So that then can curl around the front of our box. So you need to make that shape. So instead of trying to struggle that way, just basically turn it over and do it all the way. You can mark it with a pen and pencil. Again, look, you've got that little 1/8 of an inch. That's all you need. There. Going to take our corner rounder, and I'm just folding in the tabs just so it's out the way, and I'm going to push it in, and we're going to round off these ends. Look how cute that is. Now when that folds in now in our box, it will sit like that. That will get glued to the back. Well, you know what I mean. The rest is history. Oh, actually, it was that way. That was supposed to have gone in. We'll get there in the end, but that's the principle. So the lid, again, these are just 2 7/8 by 3 1/8. Let me just check. 3 1/8 by 2 7/8, yeah. So these, I think that one goes on the other lid. No, they're all the same, yeah. So these are all, this one is 3, that's there, no, that's for that. Let me just measure, I'm terrible, I've got a head like a sieve. So, yes, they're 3 inches by 2 7/8. And I knew I'd got 4 of them. That's going on my lid, on the outside. Oh, they're moving that. We've got big massive skips at the side of our house. Because there's just a big massive car park at the side of my house. So again, you're going to adhere these down. And they empty them once a week. Trust me to, I'll trust them to come and empty while I'm recording. They're noisy. I can hear them, I don't know if you can. that has to be folded back. And then we can adhere this down. But I had to make a smaller one, I couldn't resist. But there was no measurements out there for a smaller one, so I was very good at maths in school, so I'm very good at working out dimensions and stuff. Oops. So for the inside of our lid, it just adds to all the strength of the box then, keeping it in tow when I can get it out. It's going to get added in here. So the more layers you've got, the more stable your box will be, and it will last a long time as well. So we're going to get our box ready. Fits like a glove, and then we're going to pull this back and we're just going to glue this flap here. And then we're just going to push that on. Just so that adheres to the back. And there is our wonderful little box. And what I did, because you're going to want this to stay open, I grabbed my little pegs, just push them down there, just whilst I let that glue go off a little bit. And now we can make our lid for our bottom box. So again, this one is the 1 inch and the 1 3/4 inch lines. I'm just going to fold and burnish all your score lines, and then we're going to do a little bit of trimming. And this, again, you don't need to, this one is going to wrap around the back end of that box, so you're going to just mitre, and a small mitre, and the large one, sorry, again there. I'm going to do exactly the same as I did with the other lid, but we're not going to put the flap on the end. So, small mitre, large mitre, up to the line, and a small one in there. Again, fold these back, and I do exactly the same from the corner up to about 1/8 of an inch from the end. Flip and repeat. There we go. So you don't need those pieces. I'm going to fetch back the bottom box. I have got a piece of designer series paper. This is going to sit in there beautifully. And this measures 3 1/8 by 4 1/4. And it's just going to give me a nice little border, whoops, all the way around, she says. Beautiful. Beautiful. It just helps to give more stability to this little cute little box. I love it. So there's that lid. This is the one we're just making now. Again, going on in exactly the same way. Just give that a pinch while it adheres down, nice and straight. this side as well, so it's nice and straight, nothing overhanging. Perfect. So what I did, this one is already attached now. I turn it upside down, place my box right into the corner, push it up nice. You can check that it's going to fit either side. It doesn't matter if you get a little bit of overhang on one, it just knows that it's not going to fall through. So push this all the way up to the end, and we're going to adhere this flap. I'm just going to snip that off, and we're going to adhere this down. Oops. And then just, so there's double the strength there now. Plus we're going to have designer series paper on there as well. I suppose you could put a piece on the bottom as well, but this is going to be the bottom of the box, so it's got the paper and it's got the designer series papers inside. Oh, fits beautifully together. Tiniest little overhang, I like that. And now for my designer series paper. And I'm short a piece now. Or am I? Can't remember. And I ended up cutting about 16 pieces of designer series paper, but they're all small. I'm going to start at the back. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Just a tiny little overhang. I don't mind that in the slightest because it's not going to fall through. Isn't that just so adorable? Right, where's my designer series paper gone? There it is. So I'm debating whether to just attach that one there and then that one there and risk splitting it, but I've already now kept it the way it is. So this was 1 5/8 by 3 1/8. I'm not going to try and get any glue on that score line because it's going to crease there, and if it gets soggy it will tear it as well. So, oops, I'm going to attach the bottom bit. I've mited it a bit too much, I think. Pull it over just a touch. I'm going to come up a little bit as well. So that fold line is on there. And then I can pull my flap over. Because this has to be able to open. So that's why, see what I mean? You've got to really put a crease in there. So you just want your little tray to stay open. That gorgeous. And then we've got another piece that's going to go on the inside of this one. Oops. Oh, my stripes are going the wrong way. Oh gosh, never mind. It all adds to the fun of it. It's handmade, it's not professionally done. But it's got liners and it's strengthening it all the time I'm using it. Oh, see, paper. I'm going to add a little bit more glue in here. I want to keep that open, believe it or not. See where I've used a crease? I just don't want it to fall off the back here. I got a little tiny bit of overhang there. Let me just close that a second. My paper wants to keep. It's when because we're bending and bending and bending and bending. I should let it dry first, shouldn't I? And I got the tiniest little bit of overhang, which is now gone. There's our beautiful little box. Yay! Done it, done it, done it, done it, done it, done it, done it. Let me sink in. I've lost the plot. So, now these are the outsides of the boxes. So they're going to sit on here. This is now dry. And the reason I kept this open to dry that piece is because that's going to be opened and closed all the time. I'm missing a strip of designer series paper for the back here. Well, that's wide enough. So let's just cut a piece down, because these are 1 1/4 by 1 5/8. Sorry, by 3 1/8. No, they don't. They need to be. That's an inch, so it needs to be 7/8. Sorry. Yeah, 7/8 by 2 7/8. There we go. That's that piece. Oh, bits flying everywhere. I've got designer series paper on the floor. So again, this is going to go on the back here. And again, I'm just going to fold this in half. Back on itself. Give that a really good burnishing. Both sides. Because again, this has got to open with our box. So, gluing top and bottom. So push that on, so it's nice and straight, and then go over. Sorry. And then again, like I was doing, give that a push in. Crease that in. So it doesn't split. And fingers crossed it won't. And that's another reason I had the pegs on my other one, where it did start to crack a little bit on one of them. But this one now is good to go. So it will open pretty wide. So you want it to be able to open like that and not have your paper come off. So there's your lid. There's your box. Why isn't this one closing? No, it's catching on somewhere. It doesn't want to close now. It's catching somewhere. It shouldn't be. Nothing for it to catch on. Give it a good. Just wants coaxing back into shape. And then that one is. Why isn't that one shutting properly now? Because I've added that designer series paper. catching on something. Catching on this back piece here somewhere. Just going to hold that into place for a second. It's lost its spring. Oh well, let's crack on because we can't be here all day. So, but now you can see that your two boxes will fit on there beautifully. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's put the glue away for a moment. When I can get the, oh gosh, I can get it into the little hole. I just do that just to make sure that it doesn't clog up on me. So I'm going to put my pegs away so I've got space on my desk. I'm going to fetch these in. You're going to get your little brads ready. Got my piercing tool. I've also got this if I need it. And my handles. So we're going to get our little cantilever parts. You have 4 of those. I've dropped a little flower on the floor. Oh. So get your 4 little flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I might need some more actually. I think I'll just decorate one side for now and then I'll cut some more later. I wish you would close and stop wanting to open up. Right, right, you need to take a pencil and on your bottom box, I'm going to leave them upside down for a second. What? That's where I've got it upside down. I've got my, oh, got my little lever on upside down. Oh, I'm going to have to remove my, my lid carefully. I wondered why it wouldn't, oh, I'm going to have to gently do this now. Bear with me for a second. Oh, look at that, it's ruined it, that piece. Don't worry. So that is, what am I doing here? That should have been on there. Oh my gosh. I'm having a disastrous day. But we can fix it. We can definitely fix it. I'll just have to glue that back on. Don't worry about that, boys and girls. I've just realised that my box is upside down. And I've put the lid on the base that I was going to put on the lid. I've put it on the base instead. That's all. So please bear with me while I glue this back on. I was getting so excited. Let me just make sure I've got this the right way. Yes, yes I have. So I'm going to add some more adhesive. We're just going to cover it back up. No one's going to see it. There's me ripping it off thinking it was the lid. And I bet you're all screaming at me, no, don't do that. It's, yeah, I've actually put the layer on the bottom instead of on the bottom of the box instead of on the lid. So don't know why I was thinking that went there. And look at that now. It's glue. It's now decided to stick together. Yeah, see, look, I've got my base on my lid. Now it pop. Oh my gosh. Only on camera, innit? Only on camera. Right, grabbing our pencil. Right, glue away just for a moment. You are going to have to come down, because this is an inch, you need to come down 1/2 inch and in about 5/8 of an inch. And just mark it there. I'm just having a look at my little one. Where has it gone? Yeah, so you need to come down. You need to come in just about 5/8 of an inch and mark down halfway. And we're going to do the same here. I'm going to use a pen actually, because you won't see it after I have marked it. So it's about there. And you're going to do that where your triangle goes from there to there. You're going to do it. I can eyeball this roughly in about round about the same spot. And then you're going to flip them and do them on this side as well, because there's 2 sides to every box. So about 5/8 of an inch in, halfway down. And you're going to do that on there. Now you're going to grab this, and what you're going to do is you're going to just pop that roughly in the centre. Turn your box over, and roughly in the centre of that triangle. Open it up, and I'm using my 1/8 punch. Oh, it won't go all the way in. I've just gone to the side of it because I just realised I can't get in there, but it does fit. There we go, and turn it over and do the same. I wasn't far off, but not bad for somebody eyeballing it. Perfect. You won't see them anyway, because I'm going to make sure we go all the way through, both sides. And then this one as well. I mean, you can use your paper piercing tool if you want to. I didn't personally. So, what you're going to do is you're going to sit your boxes now either side of your cantilever. You're going to take your... I'm just going to decorate with flowers one side. I'll do the other side at a later date. Push your brad through, which is now going to be the centre of your flower. Push this into this box here and open up so it's secure. And then this one is going to get attached to here. So you need to grab your little flower, grab your brad, and then push this through this box and open it out. And open them out really tight. So that's one side, and then we're going to repeat on the other side. Like I say, oh, I'm just going to get some more flowers. I'll do it now. I'll get my little, oh, it's behind me anyway, my punches, so I want to show you this complete, see. So push that in. Open that nice and tight. That's why you're going to need 8 brads, because there's 4 holes on each one, both sides. Where's that gone? Oh my god, where's that brad just gone? There it is. Cool, blimey, this video is going to be really long. I do apologise. But I wanted to do it start to finish. I didn't. The lady Leah's one was in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. I don't mind things like that, but sometimes they can be a bit long. So there is. You can check now that your cantilever fits on top of your little box. And when that lid decides to stay in, I don't know why that's coming open. In the end, I'll get a glue dot. So I've got my little punch. I've got some spare here. And what I did is just punch 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers out. Turn them over. Glued them just in the centres and offset them. Never throw my punches away. Oh, sacrilege. And then just aimed for the centre. Or thereabouts. Because the glue is a little bit damp. And then you can puff up the sides on the top flower. Grab your little brad. Push these through into your box. And all these little details make all the difference. And I'm going to need another 2, aren't I? For the other side. Oh bless, never mind. I've still got some paper there. So grab your brad. And I'll go around and buff up my flowers. Stick out the ends. Just so they've got a bit of dimension. Spin it round. Oh God, just got enough of this paper left to do these. Oh gosh, I'm going to use my pass fuse just so it's not wet in the centre. For when I pop my flower on. I don't even have to glue them together really, you could just pierce through them. You could just pierce through, oh that one's off, right off centre. You could just pierce right through the papers, grab the brads, got 2 little brads left. My other arm is there. Push through and open it. Fiddly, aren't they, when you get your little fingers in there. Open them really tight. And we're nearly there. Our box is done, it's complete. Just need to close the lids. Why is that one shut and that one isn't? Doing my head in. It's been made in exactly the same way. So there, look, and then you just buff up your little flowers. .3D dimension. So cute. Love it. And then this, you do the same on that side as well. I'm going to have to, oh, it's going to do me head in now knowing that I've got the box upside down. I might make another box actually because it's not shutting. I haven't got enough paper left. But look what I have got. These beautiful flowers were sent to me by the gorgeous, gorgeous Anne Melvin from Positively Paper Crafts. And I'm going to glue 2 on each box on either side and have it like a shape. Thank you, Anne, for your lovely pocket letter. These were in with the pocket letter she sent me. Absolutely so. And she's got a video as well how she made these. Just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just adding these beautiful decorations. It's kept my lid shut. Yay! Finally. Add those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flowers. Absolutely stunning. Away goes that. Now, what we want with the handle, you want to actually glue these two together. Actually, what I did was I did glue mine, but I left about 2 inches from either end because they're just going to get adhered to the side of the basket. This is going to add the strength. So more glue. I keep putting the lid on this and then keep pulling it out. So say from about there, all the way down. Just make sure it's all level. Just giving it a little bit. I'm not going mad because I don't want, because it's just only just been glued. I think that is perfectly long enough for a handle. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I love this. I'm just going to grab some ribbon because I want a bit of decoration on my beautiful handle. Trying to think, what colour? Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Lovely. I've got the beautiful Berry Burst satin ribbon and I'm just going to take some tape and glue that over the handle. Perfect. And I should have enough then to put a nice little bow on the side as well. Just come to the end of my roll. So, with my tear tape, try and keep it in the centre. Right, I want to make sure I've got enough to cover, but I don't want to put it all the way around because I'm going to be using some. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to nip it over on the ends. Making sure it's in the centre. Keeping that in the centre. perfect amount. I'm just going to nip that off over there. So I've got enough to fold around. And then I can take off the excess. I could have carried it all the way around actually on the inside, but should I? Oh, why not, innit? Get some more tape on. Bit painstaking, but oh my gosh, it's going to be so worth it. Cool. Doesn't want to sit straight on my ribbon. I'm doing it gammy-handed, aren't I? Oh, let's just pull it off. Let's just pull it off. Oh, God bless my soul. Right, I'm going to peel off the back and I'm going to carry on gluing this down. There we go. Oh, I'll get there in the end. It's just going to add some pattern so you can be able to see right round. See, oh, if you don't go off the beaten track now, just pull that off, Gaynor. Try and get it back to the centre. Oh, look at that, not quite enough. Wait now, that bit on the roll. Get it off the tape. If I can get the tape off it, I should be okay. Look, there's a tiny little bit here with a bit of tape on, so I can get that tape off. Let's have a look. Oh, that's wrinkled. That bit's wrinkled. Will that fit the... I'm not patching that up, it's not going to be worth it, so I'm just going to snip off that bit as well. That can go around the back of the books. So I'm going to grab some more tape just so I can glue this into place. Say the last about an inch. Same on this side, about an inch. Rub it down, make sure it really gets adhered down. Now we can take off the backing. And that's our good side. So now I'm just going to place just about there on my box. remove the back ends. I always pull back if there's any overhang because you don't want it sticking to anything. And then we can attach this roughly in the centre to the bottom of that side as well. Just going to make sure I've got that perfect. Oh yeah, you can't see it because I've now covered it all up. So there is my adorable, let me just turn it round, just catch it on that side. Just make sure you've got the sides coming in when you go to close. Let me see where I'm catching. See, it catches on the paper, so just be careful. But it's just a fun little project. It's worth making. I adore it. It's catching on the flower there, is it? Oh, what's it catching on? It's catching on my flower. Oh my gosh, this is now going to do me head in. There we go, I've done it. Oh, they're not that, you've got to have a bit of patience, not like me. So, foam folder on the floor, papers all on the floor. I've made a mess, but I've decorated this beautiful little box. I absolutely love it. And that's my smaller version of this beautiful box. Can I tie a little bow with this? Let's have a look. No, I can't. I can't. I might just attach it with a gem and just have it dangling off the side. That will look really pretty. In fact, I've got a flower. This beautiful little flower here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to double that over so it fits. Grab some glue. I'm going to say thank you for watching. If you've stayed to the end, then you're really brave. And you've watched me make disaster after disaster. So I'm going to flip this over because there's a bit of a well in there. But I would really love a thumbs up and a share. If you've enjoyed the project and you have enjoyed watching, like I say, I'd love a thumbs up and a share. If you haven't subscribed already and you've enjoyed us today, come and do the premieres with us. We just love them. Everyone gets involved. More and more people are getting involved in it. I love them. I love it, love it, love it. Just say hello. We're so welcoming. All the girls, the regulars, they just adore it. That's going to take a little bit of time to glue down. I've been filming for about an hour, I think. Okay, baby. My little husband is just amazing. He made homemade bread yesterday, and then today he's made me a walnut coffee cake. He hasn't baked for years. God bless his little soul. I love this guy so much. And then once that gets adhered down, I am going to add more glue, and I'm going to attach that to the side there. So give me 10 minutes or so. That will be glued on, but I promise that I will. You'll see the full photograph when it's all done anyway. So on the, oh, it's just so pretty. Just look, that's going to go on there. Once it gets glued down, it's going to take about 10 minutes of me holding it, but it will glue down. So what do you reckon to my little miniature version of my mum's sewing box? Sadly, I don't think she's got it anymore. I can't see the hole. There we go. So I'm going to continue to hold that. And here's the larger one. And those it's decorated also with the beautiful flowers of the gorgeous Anne Melvin. She made those ones as well. I added a few butterflies on there. Just love it. Nice bow. So there's my mini version. What do you reckon? So we've got a big and a small now. Yay! So, like I say, till next time, I love each and every one of you. Oh, they are. Look, it's on. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.